Hello. Welcome. Let me take you back to a time where I fucked up smashing pissers. I was 19 years old at the time. I just ended a multi-year relationship. And you know what? I decided it's time to experience a different gash. My victim slash body count was only at 1 at the moment, and that person was the one I was in the relationship with for a few years. It was time to look for a new open clam. So I decided to download I decided to download Tinder looking for women, not men. With dicks. No, just women, not dicks. Meat. We're looking for meat, like beef curtains, women with tits and shit. So I downloaded it, matched with this girl. She was staying at a college nearby, an all-women's school. And to my surprise, she was from all the way across the country going to this college. So, hey, chances are I'm not going to bump into this girl again. Let's see what happens. And she told me, she's pretty straightforward. She said, hey, you should come over tonight. Now, I bitched it up all over the floor. I said, I can't tonight, madame. But, hey, how about this weekend? Does that sound good to you? Now you? But she wasn't fucking with that. She said, nah. And I said, why? She said, nah. But I said, but why? And she said, it has to be tonight. And she made up a story about how she had to leave the next day, which was in the middle of the semester, so I don't know what the fuck that meant. But sure, why not? I ended up giving in and said, alright, time to experience life a little bit. I agree. I'll show up. So then I decided to take a detour to my good old Walmart that was nearby to buy me some XL Magnum condoms for my Magnum dong. Fortunately, my dementia, or I don't know if I had a brain tumor or something, what the fuck happened in my head, something kicked in and I went to the customer service desk and very loudly said, where do y'all have them condoms at? I knew where they were. I'm not an outgoing guy. I'm not a smooth guy. Never claimed to be. I would rather suffer in silence than ask questions at times. I do not know why I did that. She ended up laughing and just pointing me in the direction. I went, alright. The package was secured. I went to the self-checkout part. Then a group of fucking young adults started pointing and laughing at me and then trying to root me on, like, ooh, what's he gonna do? Oh, be safe. And I was like, oh, fuck, what have I done? Maybe I shouldn't have just announced my presence when I came in so aggressively. Well, that was a bit of a foreshadowing of how my night was going to be, so fuck. After that Walmart fucking debacle, I had a 45-minute drive to the college. It was about 1:30 a.m. at the time when I arrived to her building. And when I got there, I could not find a parking spot for the fucking life of me. I circled that bitch-ass building around 18 times due to her piss-poor directions on where to park. At a certain point, I said, you know what, fuck it, and just parked in a restricted area. It was my first time nutting in about 6 months since my breakup, so I wasn't gonna fucking take this lightly. It was worth the ticket or whatever the fuck comes just for the nut. Let's fucking run with it. So I did. The law was not holding me back. And once I got to the front steps, she awkwardly greeted me and said hello in a whisper, and she snuck me into the building, telling me that we're not supposed to have visitors, especially a guy visitor. I went, oh, okay, and followed her cue. And then later she snuck me into her room, and let me set my nuts down and tell you the truth. As stated before, I'm not smooth. I don't know what to fucking say, I don't know what to fucking do, and I'm not a hookup guy. You can probably put 2 and 2 how I fucking handled myself at Walmart. So I kept trying to keep it very formal, like, hello madame, how is school going? You getting good grades, champ? All A's and B's? Good job. What do you want to do when you grow up? Almost gave her a noogie on her head and said, oh, you're doing good, kiddo. But she ended up cutting me off. Thank God she did, because I was just going to keep fucking going and going. But she cut me off and said, "Are you ready to do this?" I nodded while being slightly pissed that she cut me off, but it was time. We commenced in some nasty shit. We started off by kissing, smacking face lips, and slowly began to undress. This woman wanted zero foreplay whatsoever and ignored every advancement I tried to make that was outside of just kissing, which is a little confusing, but I'm like, alright, to each their own. She wants a very formal hookup, I guess. I don't know, maybe we can shake hands, talk about some business related stuff, talk about some stocks, the Dow Jones afterwards. I don't know, let's see what goes on. But yeah, then I ended up whipping out my schlong, to get ready for battle. But this is where things changed, and I was taken aback. Once my schlong was whipped out, she just stared at my meat and paused. A blank expression, too. One of maybe a little bit of fear, to be honest. Slight fear in that blank expression. That pause was 2 seconds, but it felt in a fucking eternity. I didn't know what to do. I was ready to malfunction and just cry and just sprint back home. But then she broke the silence with, "Careful. I'm tight." And my ego shot to the fucking moon. No one has ever fucking claimed that my rocket was bigger than average before. This was a new development. I was so fucking high. My ego was the size of fucking New York City. This newly found confidence, I went the fuck down for 5 minutes. And it stopped at 5 minutes. Surprisingly, not to me nutting too quick. Honestly, I couldn't feel a fucking thing that was going on. Nice reminder of what condoms are like. But she interrupted after 5 minutes and said, "Can we please stop? This hurts." Me having my ego still high, I was like, yeah, that shit probably fucking hurts because my dick's so big. Let's fucking go. Big fucking meat, newly discovered. It's my fucking day. It's my goddamn fucking birthday. But in reality, looking back years later now, I was probably slinging some very bad meat. That's probably why it hurt. She probably was turned off by the fucking stock talk and finance talk, or just future about what you're gonna do when you grow up bullshit. That shit became dry as the Sahara Desert, and I was just throwing this random fucking tool in. But she wanted to keep going in the hookup process, not necessarily sex, but she said, "Can I give you head?" I agreed, said, "Yeah, sure, that's fine. Why not?" And I busted 30 seconds in, but here's the kicker. She fucking kept going. I did not fucking plan for that. She looked like she wanted sex to be very formal and a business exchange. I didn't think she was going to whip out that type of treatment to keep going. That was out of character for just a little bit of time I've known her. That shit took me back. I was fucking shaking my goddamn fucking boots. She just kept fucking going. I panicked and she probably could see the beads of sweat dripping down my fucking head onto my fucking body. I didn't know what to fucking do. I didn't realize I signed up for the VIP treatment. But the issue was, I tried to stick it out like a man. Just be like, let's go round 2. Fuck it, I guess, if she's still going. But I fucking couldn't. I panicked too much and started to go soft in her mouth. She felt that balloon deflating in her mouth, and I can tell by the twitch in her eye that, fuck, this is going to kill my ego and my batted head. Why is he going soft? I didn't want that, so I cut her off and said, "That's a sad situation." I don't know why I broke the silence by saying that's a sad situation, but she whipped her head off of my fucking wiener and said, "What?" And I was like, shit, why did I say that out loud? That's random as fuck. That makes no sense to her. But I tried to back it up with, "Oh, don't worry. I came already. You're okay." She said, "Oh, you did? Oh, okay." Which was true. I wasn't lying. It's a little unnerving that she had no clue. I don't know what that means about my cum. Am I just shooting legitimate blanks like what Alec Baldwin thought he was shooting? I guess so. I shoot air out my fucking urethra. That's fucking sick. Urethra Franklin in the house. That's sick. Or kind of sucks. Now thinking about it now, saying it out loud. Shit, what did that mean? I'm fucking nervous. Anywho, I was like, all right, well, that's it. I put my clothes back on, continued to try to talk to her when she was like, uh-huh. But as I was getting up from the bed, after having my clothes on, I looked at her bed where I was laying down. So I received head while laying on my back like a true princess I am. We both made eye contact and looked at the bed. That shit looked like someone filled up an entire bathtub and dumped the bathtub on the bed. The amount of ass juice from my anus was absurd. That bed was unsalvageable. It was ruined. You have to burn it. You probably have to get a priest just to exercise the whole building, not even just her room. Let's take out the whole dorm. Let's get the whole college campus. That shit was vile and still haunts me today. We both looked at each other and paused, and I broke the silence by trying to be slick. I'm like, you know what, Jay? You think you got a big dick right now, Mr. Paper? You're a big dick man. Time to be smooth. I said, haha. Yeah, that must be from, it really is hot out, It's hot what we did. And, oh, God, why did I fucking say that? Her response, not even a chuckle. Not even a pity laugh. She just went, yeah. I then panicked and was like, oh, shit, yeah, I can help you clean that or something, I don't know. And she said, no, you're fine. I tried to continue a little bit of small talk, and she just wasn't biting. So I was like, all right. Yeah. My head, I still didn't understand hookups. I'm like, fuck, do we, cuddle up, watch a fucking movie, whip out that Walter White on the TV? I don't fucking know what to do. I'm startled. I'm spooked. I'm scared. I'm pissing out my asshole. I'm not shooting anything out my urethra. I'm slinging bad schlong. What is tonight? So I just dipped after that. I said, have a good one. She went, you too. And I snuck out in the hallway because I wasn't supposed to be there. When I got out the front steps, there was this group of girls sitting outside, and they all gave me the side eye and stink eye and scoffed at me as I walked by. I was like, fuck, man, this is just an interesting night. I'm out of my element. Get me home. Then I get to my car, and yup, that bitch was definitely in the restricted spot. I got a parking ticket. Damn to that fucking cop doing his job at 1:30 a.m. But fuck. If that is what hookups are like, I don't want to hook up again. Ever again. That shit was not a fun time. Fuck.